I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
He is not just my boss, he's also a mentor to me. I've spent sometimes countless hours with him. You're asking me my personal opinion. He is sharp, he is on top of things, he's constantly pushing us, trying to get more information. That has been my experience with this president, and so I'll just leave it there.
I think he's better than he's ever been, intellectually, analytically, because he's been around for 50 years. Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. Since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice.
Republicans are absolutely panicking over how the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden is going to go. Republicans have found themselves in a trap because if you're a viewer of Fox News or you're a follower of Donald Trump, you think that Joe Biden is sleepy and he doesn't know where he is. But that's not the truth.
Are you sure about that?
Joe Biden and this debate will make clear the contrast. You know, of the many issues in our country and our world that are complex and nuanced, November of 2024 is binary. And when you look at the difference, I would ask people to really imagine what the world will be like on January 20th, 2025.
Because you need to see your choices. You need to see Trump and you need to see the president and you need to see the differences and you're going to see how smart he is and the experience he has. And then you'll see somebody who, like you're saying, I'm going to use Joy's words, can't put a sentence together, can't put a sentence together, can't put a sentence together. Oh, cruel irony.
President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Folks, how are you?
And please welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump.
And here we go. He's got a lot of cases down the road coming around. He's got a whole range of issues he has to face. I don't know what the juries will do, but I do know he has a real problem. And so the fact that, could you ever think you heard any president say that I'm going to seek retribution?
Well, I said my retribution is going to be success. We're going to make this country successful again, because right now it's a failing nation.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Do you ever hear any presidents say that I thought Hitler had some good ideas? What got me involved to run in the first place after my son had died, I decided in Iraq, because of Iraq, I said I wasn't going to run again until I saw what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia.
He ran because it was his last chance. He's not equipped to be president. You know it, and I know it. It's ridiculous. We have a debate. We're trying to justify his presidency. His presidency, he's without question the worst president, the worst presidency in the history of our country.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We shouldn't be having a debate about it. There's nothing to debate. He made up the Charlottesville story, and you'll see it's debunked all over the place. Every reasonable anchor has debunked it. And just the other day it came out where it was fully debunked. It's a nonsense story. He knows that. And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Let's see that in an instant replay.
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay?
Well, that settles it. Believe that the tens of millions of Americans who are likely to vote for President Trump will be voting against American democracy?
The more they know about what he's done, yes. People coming out of the woods carrying swastikas on torches.
What?
And singing the same anti-Semitic bile they sang when back in Germany, and the young woman got killed. I spoke to the mother, and they asked him. They said, "What do you think of those people?" Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in. They talk about that, but here's the deal: there's a lot of young women are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters. There's a lot of young women are being raped by their brothers and sisters. It's just ridiculous.
It is.
We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world, considered the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. And he opened it up, and these killers are coming into our country, and they are raping and killing women.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
We fucked up.
We significantly increased the number of asylum officers. By the way, the Border Patrol endorsed my position.
Whoopsie daisy!
President Biden, do you have a minute?
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of NATO. You're going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. Move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. That he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I had, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing. Let's not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to
21
Let's not act like children.
You are a child.
Mom, slam on the brakes.
He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money.
Did you just fart?
It's.
Did you just fart, sir?
Legal scholar throughout the world, the most respected, wanted it brought back to the States.
Biden is staring into the afterlife. I mean, that guy blinked 7 times during the whole debate.
I did that. Now the states are working it out. If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was an end result that was a little bit more liberal than you would have thought. Kansas, I would say the same thing. Texas is different. Florida is different. But they're all making their own decisions right now.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. For doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star.
I didn't have sex with a porn star, number one.
Wants to tax you more by putting a 10% tariff on everything that comes into the United States of America. What I did, well, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare
The first debate of the 2024 campaign and the earliest presidential debate ever now in the books and in front of the voters. Tonight, along with Aaron Burnett, the first word on what those voters might make of it from our political professionals, from our CNN Flash poll and swing state focus group. We'll be talking to surrogates, including Vice President Harris, getting
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
Well done. You get a gold star.
Yay! That was painful. I love Joe Biden. I worked for Joe Biden. He didn't do well at all. He did not do well at all. But he had a test to meet tonight to restore confidence of the country and of the base, and he failed to do that. And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now.
I said I was 60-40 that they swap him out before the election. I'm now at 50-50.
Have you been replaced?
Anderson, this was a game-changing debate in the sense that right now, as we speak, there is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. It started minutes into the debate, and it continues right now.
You know, I mean, you can't change a candidate, but you can. I mean, there were people talking tonight about how that process works, and that conversation is live and active at the highest levels of the Democratic Party.
You know, one of the things was, would either candidate look like the caricature that the other campaign has been trying to paint of him? And at the end of the day, Joe Biden looks like the caricature that conservative media has been painting.
And the whole time the split screen is killing Biden. Yep. Because he's got his mouth open, he looks confused, doesn't know where he is. This is an epic disaster. This thing is over. He looks like he's barely surviving. I don't mean the debate, I mean life. And so there's no person that has a single brain cell left in their head who thinks that Joe Biden is the best candidate to take on Donald Trump.
He goes through 6 days of preparation at Camp David.
More than that.
And they know the rules.
It was more than a week.
Okay, so more than a week. They know the rules. He practices with the mics. He knows every one of these questions is coming. He knows every one of these questions is coming.
I think the question answers itself. He wasn't capable of doing any better than he did. And this has been, quite frankly, a car accident in slow motion that we've seen over and building and questioning it, and he needed to change the narrative, and he did change the narrative. He sunk his campaign tonight.
If anybody in America thinks that was even close to being an okay debate by Joe Biden, I'm living in a parallel universe. It was an unmitigated disaster for President Biden from the second he walked out to the closing statement.
I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. Joe Biden's job was to reassure them tonight. His job was to calm his party, to make them feel that, yes, I can do this. I have 4 more years in me. I have the ability and the stamina and the strength to do 4 more years. He did not do that. He did the opposite of that.
There are at least some House Democrats who were gathered tonight watching this together, talking to the White House about having him step down. That's how bad it was in their view. As one of these House Democrats telling me by text, I've never seen a freak out like this before. We've heard the conversations, right? We've heard it for years. He's too old, he shouldn't be doing this. Now tonight, there are at least conversations about taking more aggressive action.
The voter, if you are a Democrat and you just watch that, what are the chances that if it's snowing on November 5th, that you're going to the polling place?
Well, I think consistent with your reaction, Rachel, and others on the panel, it's kind of a DEFCON 1 moment.
To some of them, he said he's the only president in a while who didn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world. Troops have, of course, died on his watch. He said he's put in a $15 per shot cap on insulin and Medicare. It's a $35 a month cap. He said it's a $200 cap on overall drug spending in Medicare. It's $2,000 a year. He said the border now has fewer crossings than when Trump was in office. That's generally not true. He said, or at least strongly suggested, unemployment was at 15% when he took office. It was actually 6.4. He said Trump wants to get rid of Social Security. Trump doesn't. He said billionaires pay 8.2% in taxes. It's much higher. He said Trump told Americans to inject bleach amid COVID. We know Trump made foolish comments about scientists studying disinfectant injection, but didn't frame it as advice to people. And Biden said the Border Patrol endorsed him. No, its union supported the border bill he supported, never endorsed him himself.
I think I'm going to have to hand this off. Yeah. Sorry. That does it for us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Joe Biden is extraordinarily strong. And
but I'm sorry,
that
on
cannot
substance
be
and
debated.
policy and performance tonight, I mean, the president's performance tonight clearly was disappointing for his supporters. CNN is reporting Democratic lawmakers watching the debate were worried about the president's performance. One said it was a disaster. Another called it a train wreck. Those are Democrats especially worried that Biden did not punch back on Trump's lies.
Of the two people on that debate stage, only one of them has the endorsement of his vice president. And let's not forget that. Let's not forget that.
Very awkward.
You heard Joe's heart tonight on the debate stage.
Well, that's actually his butt.
Everybody calm down, and I'll tell you why. I mean, it's fine to not spin what happened last night, and we're not going to.
But by the way,
he had
Mika,
a terrible
by the way,
night.
Mika, everybody's calm here.
No,
you're the
but-
only one raising your voice.
No, no,
Everybody
no.
is calm here.
But again, it's the.
Getting kind of tense, aren't you?
But let's be balanced. Let's, for once, show some balance in a media world that is so shrill with imbalance.
Well, wait. I just have to stop you. First of all, we always show balance.
We are, yeah.
Who won the debate? We asked debate watchers in our instant poll. And the answer is a resounding Donald Trump did. 67% of debate watchers in our poll say Donald Trump won the debate tonight. Joe Biden, 33% say he won the debate tonight. I mean, guys, at this point, I don't give a shit if they bring out Gavin Newsom or maybe Hillary Clinton or even Big Mike. Even Michelle Obama. Sorry, I don't know why I said Big Mike. Back to you, Jake.
Democrats, why are you the best Democrat to beat Trump?
What makes you so confident you should be the president?
What advice did you pay that you